I'm here joined today by Thomas, co-host, and
Was geht's ab?
another guest, Macgyver.
Hallo Leute.
And so we're recording this on the 18th on Sunday, and on the 16th on Friday, we just had a digital learning day, the first one this year. And I wanted to hear from you guys. What did you think of it? How did it go?
I woke up at 3:30 in the morning and I couldn't go back to sleep, so I decided to do my math homework at 3:30 in the morning and submit it. And yeah, that was interesting, bro. In the mornings, I'm rocking with the math proofs, bro. I got that math proof in like 2 minutes. I was rolling.
When did you go to sleep to wake up that early?
I went to sleep around like 10, but I just woke up at 3 and couldn't go back to sleep. So I did like 3 hours of school, got like 4 classes out the way, and went back to sleep.
I hate
Then
it when that happens.
yeah, what's that?
For me, I kind of slept in a little. I think I started school late. I don't really remember. But like honestly, I thought the digital day was kind of nice. 'Cause like I don't like having them like several days in a row, but just once in a while, it's kind of nice to just be home and do schoolwork. Especially since it was only like 30 minutes per class, supposedly.
Yeah, I
There's
got
always like there's always like one class that's like 10 minutes and another class that's like 50 minutes.
pretty much, yeah. Although
Yeah.
I don't remember any classes being over 30 minutes. I think they're all
Yeah, that's true.
under 30.
I think honestly is we've had more digital days, they've gotten better. Because I remember it was the worst in the 8th grade, which was like the year COVID hit for me.
Hmm.
But like now, honestly, I think they're a lot more tolerable with it.
Yeah, because in freshman year there used to be the little standard that like digital days were harder than actual days, like in-person days, and that's
Yeah.
definitely not held up these past years. But in freshman
Mhm.
year it definitely did. It was tragic.
MacGyver, did you have to learn anything in eighth grade over the digital days, or did you just kind of vibe?
Um, Honestly, I don't remember getting that much done. It was nice because, there wasn't like any like important things we had to do. Like there were no like AP tests or anything. So like if the curriculum went off the rails, it was like for the most part okay. I don't think there were even any milestones or anything. Um, so like I don't really remember doing that much. It was mostly just like busy work. I think the only thing like that the teacher never really gave up on was math. Cause like I remember still doing stuff for math, but like for like Georgia history or something like it's not that important. They just kind of let it slide.
Man's pulling out the Oglethorpe on the digital learning days.
As for me, I don't know about Thomas, but for me, my classes they were a little bit odd. I had one AP class that was AP CSP, and that AP exam was already weird to begin with, and so we didn't really have to
In
worry
eighth
about it.
grade,
No, no, ninth grade.
I
Sorry,
was about
ninth
to
grade.
say like you're taking an AP class in eighth grade. It's like, what is this man on?
No, no, no. Ninth grade, ninth grade. I took AP CSP, and that AP exam was really weird back then. I'll tell you guys about it if you want to hear later. But so that class we had to focus a little bit more, but we kind of got to avoid the AP exam because of how it was structured.
Mhm.
And then the rest of my classes, I think I remember that in Phys Eng we did like some kind of wave stuff at one point, and that
Oh,
worried
the
me.
waves.
I honestly had the opposite experience in phys eng, because like during my ninth grade year, I went in person, and like for the first like month or two of my phys eng class, I was literally the only person in my class. And I think the most kids we had in my phys eng class was like 5 kids. So I had like all the help I could ever ask for. And also they like took some stuff out of the unit, so it was pretty easy going, I think. I was pretty lucky with that. I felt bad for the kids who were at home though.
I think the current seniors got the best COVID year, bro. Like we didn't have to do that music project. That was great. It got COVID hit right as that was getting ready to go off, getting ready to launch, and that's probably gonna be the hardest project, and we just didn't even have to do it.
Yeah, I remember like when Mr. McVeigh was talking about how like
Oh, did he die?
You just died for like
oh
the
the
past
kids
10
last year
seconds.
like they oh sorry.
Yeah, you could
Could you not hear
just
me?
repeat everything you said in the past 10
Okay.
seconds.
Um I Mr. McVeigh was always like, "Oh yeah, the kids from last year they had to leave like right as they started the musical instrument project." And like I always felt so bad for them until I actually did the musical instrument project and then I was like this would have been so great to have missed out on. I think My instrument failed last minute, but like luckily I had a partner and he had an instrument he was working on, so we like figured something out. But like if it wasn't for him, that would have been that would have been terrible.
Wait, did you have two instruments?
Yeah, so I think my partner was doing like one of those kalimbas out of like popsicle sticks. Um but like I tried to do something out of bamboo, like a flute or something. And like honestly, like okay, I don't know why Mr. McVeigh didn't try to talk me out of it because it was a terrible idea. But like I mean it got me nowhere. But honestly, I got like a note or two out of it, so I was pretty proud of myself.
Masterwork, woodwork for
Yeah.
the bamboo. That's like a really hard material to work with, apparently.
It was so difficult. Like when I was trying to drill it, if I drilled it with a hand drill, then it would all splinter and it wouldn't make a clear hole.
Hmm.
So I had to do it with a Dremel, and like the Dremel would take literally like 10 minutes to make each hole. It took forever. And making the holes was very difficult to find the spots too. I would not recommend it. I heard someone in the other class though made like a whole amp. Like they had like electromagnetism or something with like a guitar. And that is way above what I was doing.
That reminds me of this kid in my class. So he tried to, the gravity car project?
The gravity car? I
It's
think
like where you
so.
have to like make brakes and like have the car stop at a certain point.
I've
I
heard
think
of
I
it.
remember that.
That's one of the
So
most hit.
there was this kid in my class. He tried to use electromagnetic forces of like magnets and like electronics to like manually stop the car with like some sort of magnet device. And I was just like, bro, you're really trying too hard. And
Yeah.
needless to say, it did not work out. And this man ended with cardboard wheels and like a cardboard silhouette of a car. And it was crazy.
There
I
are
think
definitely some real geniuses at GSMST that can make that work. Some of the people at GSMST make me feel really dumb. Especially that person that made like a working amplifier.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, like a lot of people who try too hard for high school. Well, probably not the
Yeah.
right words to use, but
I mean, they have different expertise in different places. That one guy probably
Mm,
felt crazy for knowing how to make an amp for
for
a
real.
project specifically.
yeah.
What do you
I
make it
don't
out
know.
of, bro? What? That's
I don't
crazy.
know. Like they must have just known how to make
It's
an
like
amp, I guess. They must have just known the ingredients. I couldn't even tell you because I don't know what's in
Ingredients.
them.
isn't the guy Tony started like in a cave with a bunch of like soda cans and pencils and whatever?
Add
Just
two
put together a
tablespoons of
micro.
electronics and stir
Yeah.
it up in the oven for 2 minutes.
We were supposed to make it out of trash too, like milk jugs or whatever. I have no idea how they made that.
That's crazy.
Um,
Yeah.
I do know how a speaker works, but I don't think that's necessarily an amplifier. So
Just
wait,
Yeah.
an
turn up the
amplifier?
volume.
Did he make the amplifier that he plugged into like an electric guitar, or how did that work?
I'm not really sure, honestly. Like, I think they made all of it. Like, they made the string
Oh
instrument.
my lord.
They must have like at least bought something. Like maybe they bought like the strings or whatever. Because I know we weren't really supposed to buy like actual strings. I think they cheated a little bit, but I'm still very impressed by them.
No, but for
Oh yeah.
my project, me and my partner, absolutely no clue on music. We didn't even know what an octave was before then. So we ended up trying to make a clarinet, and like we got to the point where I 3D printed a mouthpiece and I like bought a reed from some dude. Yeah, that's called a reed, and it ended there. I'm just so thankful because like up until that point we were doing fine, but past that point it'll be like F's and zeros for us.
Yeah. I think they should honestly just have a rule against wind instruments because like there's no way you could ever get someone to do that. They're way too hard.
It's like they purposely leave it in so that people can make an example of themselves every single year.
Yeah. I remember I was like a week and a half into building like my bamboo flute thing and like I tried to look up video to help me and like in the video it was like this guy can make a bamboo flute in like 2 weeks and he's been training for 20 years and the way he gets all the like holes and where the positions of the holes are for the notes is complete guesswork. And I'm like, well, that's great. That's very helpful. I'm glad I know this now.
You gotta feel it out.
Yeah. I should have just trained 20 years before this, then I would have been fine.
Just came underprepared for the situation.
How
Yeah.
old are you?
Hmm?
How old are you?
16.
Youngling, man. These kids just get younger and younger every day.
You're both seniors, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Mm.
both graduating
I
in
always I
how?
always thought Macgyver was like 12th grade because he's always in our German class, but no, that man just
Yeah,
took
no,
German in middle school.
Yeah.
you're just built different, MacGyver. You're just cracked at it, all
I
kinds
don't
of
know.
things.
People always say like that it must have been hard, but like the way my middle school did it is like they just had like enough money to like dump into a German teacher. I think they also had Spanish and French, but like the way they did it, since it was like a high school course, they have it over 2 years for just German one. So like I literally learned Dativ in my second year, so I had like a lot of time to like let it kind of
So
sink
like an
in
intro to
and
German
marinate.
class, and then you had like a German natural class.
Pretty much,
You
yeah.
know, Sohaib did the same thing. That's why he
Yeah.
did it at school.
I was sad though because he wasn't in my class because we went to the same middle school and everything, so we could have been in the same class, but like we just got unlucky.
Yeah.
What school was this?
Creekland.
Sohaib went to Greenland?
Yeah.
I went there too. That's crazy.
Oh
Elemental.
yeah, I forgot you went there.
Only the big boys go to Twin Rivers. Okay, that's how we repping around here. Even though I never went to Twin Rivers, we don't talk about that. Uh,
Where did you go?
home. A
Uh,
little. No, I don't know. I don't recommend homeschool. It's pretty bad. Just like you don't
it's
learn
probably
anything,
the.
and like your social development goes like negative IQ points. So, yeah, you got you
Speaking of
gotta get
IQ,
you gotta get that
like
social development speed run. High school.
me and my friend, we were just in a room next door, and we were talking about like smartest and whatever, complaining about how things were. And I just pulled up a bunch of IQ tests, and we just started doing them. It was the most ridiculous. What's my hair doing? Oh,
Yeah.
it was the most ridiculous stuff because they would ask some crazy questions, and then we eventually found this one YouTube video about this girl saying, "And this is what a Mensa IQ test looks like," and ooh, she had some map shirt on. I did not stick around there very long. Um,
What?
I don't
Like
know.
I'm confused. What's happening?
Me and my friend, we were looking at IQ tests a little bit ago, like
Okay.
the Mensa ones, because
What
Mensa's
are
the
IQ? Mental IQ?
IQ, intelligence quotient.
No, I
Oh,
know,
have you ever
but
heard
like,
of the IQ? Have you never heard of them? What?
no, I've heard of IQ, but like you said, mental IQ. I was like, is there another IQ?
Mensa IQ.
Oh, Mensa. I was so confused.
Oh.
Okay,
Sorry about that.
keep going.
Yeah, I don't know. We looked at the Mensa IQ tests, and do you guys remember the co-guide back from eighth grade?
Mm-hmm.
I think I only took it in third grade.
What the
Okay.
hell?
I don't really remember it. Yeah, because that was my COVID
These
year. I think they just
children.
skipped it.
So the co-guide itself wasn't that much of an IQ test because it gave you like an IQ score or something.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, it was an abilities test, which is a little bit different.
A,
Cause
a real
what?
IQ test would be like the gifted test you get. Like that's actual like pattern recognition and such. It's all only pattern recognition. So
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like memory and pattern recognition, that kind of thing. Um, what we were doing was not none of that. It was I don't know. We just found some crazy tests and
what
just
is
started
two
taking.
plus two? Answer.
It was kind of like that because we had like Fibonacci on there. And then we drifted off the BuzzFeed tests.
BuzzFeed test. IQ in
The most
general's
accurate type.
for real. I get all my self-development tests through there, man. Like, is BuzzFeed actually relevant? Like, who even goes to BuzzFeed? Like, for real.
I mean, sometimes if I'm like super bored, I'll go to BuzzFeed and like figure out which like Office character I am or something. I've never even watched The Office, but I mean, it's just kind of fun to see how dumb the quizzes are that they've made.
The only time I remember the BuzzFeed used to be big back in the day on YouTube with like those actually good shows, and then they kind of went off hill.
Which shows? I
Yeah.
don't even remember
There's
that.
like that ghost haunted house visit thingy.
Oh, BuzzFeed Unsolved. Yeah.
Yeah, that. And then there's also
Yeah.
like some can like this dude hide from this other thingy or whatever. I forgot exactly, but there's some interesting like concepts on
Yeah.
some of the channels. But after like they got all political and stuff, like everyone kind of left. So yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure anybody really takes those quizzes seriously.
Who, bro? If you take those quizzes seriously, you need to touch grass, man. Sorry,
Yeah.
you spend too much on the internet, bro.
I don't know. We were just trying some of those quizzes out because we were really bored. In truth, we did have a sleepover yesterday. I'd say sleepover. We didn't really go to sleep much.
That's how
Um,
sleepovers work.
yeah, that's how they work. We just say sleepover so the parents agree. Um, that sleepover was pretty cool. We were complaining a lot about schoolwork. This man, he just doesn't do his work. He's got. I mean, I probably shouldn't sell him out like this, but dude had an 11 in a class.
An 11? How do you get such a grade? I don't think I've ever seen anyone get an 11.
You don't try. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, if he does try, he's really good at stuff, but it's all kinds of ADHD stuff, and so it's not even worth
How
bothering
do
him
you even
about.
Yeah.
graduate, bro? With an 11.
Well, we're gonna figure it out pretty fast.
Yeah.
Wait, is he a senior?
He's a senior.
How do you get to senior year?
So what he did was he'd mess around the first like 4 months of school, and then on both December and May, I think,
Clutches
the
up.
last month, yeah, he'd clutch up. He'd do all his work like at once, and it somehow
Mm.
always gets him. Like he's the kind of guy that would work his best to get 69 in a class, and then beg the teacher to round into a 70. And he'd calculate how to get a 69 by turning in this and this and this and this.
That seems so like unhealthy.
That's a man of efficiency. You have to respect the grind, okay? He knows what he has to do and he does no more.
I mean, if you really think about it, me and him were like opposite extremes. We're both senior year too, so
Mm.
there's probably a really good middle ground somewhere between us.
It's good
So are
stuff.
you like the type of person that's like super on top of your deadlines?
Uh, sorta. I mean,
Okay.
I don't want to stay on super top of my deadlines, but I do
Yeah.
everything by my
Okay.
deadlines. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Except for there
What do
was
you,
something that was due yesterday at Saturday at 11, and that no, nothing should ever be due Saturday.
Yeah.
what was
I
it
always hate
for?
it.
It was it was for E&M.
Oh, well, that's
I
just an
don't know
L
if
mentality right there.
no, I don't know if I did something wrong or whatever, and it was actually due Friday, and I did it Saturday, and it was open through Saturday, but I don't know. The digital learning days got me messed up because everything was due weird times.
Yeah. I always hate it when things are due Saturday. It's just such an odd day to make things due. Like I guess some teachers might use that Sunday to start grading, but like I don't know. I just
You
feel
know
like
what's
they could
worse?
push it to Sunday.
You
What?
know what's worse? Deadlines on Friday night.
That's
No,
true.
I mean
Honestly, the
they're
honestly
weird.
like
Remember,
honestly, if I just like have the like a reason to get my homework out of the way on Friday, like sometimes I don't mind it. 'Cause like yeah, it sucks, but like I whenever I have like homework over the weekend, I always do it on Sunday. I don't think I've done homework on a Saturday in like several years. 'Cause I just can't be bothered.
This weekend I only had like one piece of homework. Well, technically two, but that can wait.
Yeah.
yeah, but then you also did 3 hours of work, like on I don't even know what morning.
Mm.
Doesn't matter.
Oh yeah. You mean on digital day?
Yeah,
Yeah. I just got that out of the way, bro. It's the early
that's
Yeah.
morning strat.
that's really smart. I wish I did that.
I
I've
mean,
been goofing off all weekend. I haven't done anything.
for real. It's all about the fun. Supposed to happen.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I used to approach like all my work with like a mentality of like I have to get it done, I have to get it done, well da 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 da.
L
But like
mentality.
honestly, yeah, I think now that it's junior year, I've started like I don't want to say like giving up on that, but like sacrificing things when I just like need a break or something.
Early
Yeah,
onset
And
senioritis.
true. But like I honestly think that's a good strategy. Anybody who's listening, try it out,
Just
I
I
put in the
definitely
guess.
work, get 11 in the class, and get that
Yeah.
69 up in December.
no,
That's how we doing it,
no,
boys.
you just have to loosen up a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm still, like, trying to, like, keep on top of my grades, but, like, I'm okay if they, like, drop it just a little bit, because, like, it's a lot, I guess. It's a lot to handle. So if I ever just, like, if I'm so exhausted and I need a break, I'll just, like, not do it.
Yeah, especially in this school, you have to find a balance. And like, if that
Yeah.
balance requires some deficit areas within your grade, so be it. I still gotta work out and have some fun at the end of the day. So,
Yeah.
you know,
And that's the big thing too. Like it's I think the most important thing at like balancing GSMST life is just doing your hobbies. Like even if you don't think you have time for them, just like prioritize them and like things will work out, I guess.
yeah,
They
I
make life
always
interesting.
if I have schoolwork and I still have to work out, I just stop schoolwork and work out. And like I always get 8 hours of sleep per night, so like I'm not doing school past like 9 p.m. Ain't no way. I don't
Yeah.
care what I have. I'll just do it in the morning, and if it can't be done in the morning, oh well, who cares?
Mhm. Yeah. That's something I've tried to stick to as well. Just like getting consistent sleep.
That's an
I
okay
think
strategy.
yeah.
Your productivity goes up like twofold. It's great. You feel great. It's all better if you get enough sleep, and then you get stronger. So it's all great. Especially
Yeah.
as a teenager, you need all the sleep you can get. Your body's got to develop.
I have no idea how some of the GSMST kids are surviving on like
It's because
three
they're
to four
young.
hours a night.
It's because they're young.
Yeah, yeah, it's they're just sacrificing way too much for it, and
Yeah.
nobody should brag over it. It's just a horrible idea to brag over that kind of thing.
People who brag
Yeah.
about not getting enough sleep are the same people who are going to be complaining about how their body's not working when they're 40, bro.
Yeah,
That's true. But I also feel like for some people it's like kind of a form of self-deprecation.
Yeah. Sabotage, self-sabotage, call
Yeah.
it.
do you guys remember self-deprecating jokes like back in middle school and how people were into that?
People
People are
still
still into
are,
that.
for real.
Yeah. I
Especially in
I
high
honestly
school.
think it's not as like rampant as it was, but like there are some people who still do it. I think honestly now like I've noticed that like the people who do make them are just like people who generally make those jokes. But I feel like in middle school a lot of people like made those because like they felt like they had to just like be funny or something. And you really don't. Like
Yeah.
self-deprecation isn't really that funny, I think.
I mean, it can be funny sometimes. You just gotta
Yeah.
do it. I just
And
called
it
myself a special little word a couple minutes ago, but that
That's
was
it.
regarding my old self. Okay, we
yeah.
balling today. We balling out.
Yeah. It's definitely I mean, it's definitely like a form of coping for some people, but like in general, like I think people have definitely matured past that. And honestly, I'm glad.
Yeah, it's
School
more
was
like,
crazy. It was like a jungle back then.
Yeah,
bro, middle school was whack.
I mean,
it
you
was.
can't even say that because you didn't go to middle school. You were
I went
homeschooled.
to like for my school, we had to go in a classroom one day per week for like 3 hours. So I had some experience. Okay, you can't block me out of this conversation. Okay, I'm not gonna be bullied here.
For me and Macgyver, we are Creekland alumni. Can we even say alumni? I don't know.
Alumni. Congratulations, we graduated middle school.
Yeah.
Look at us.
You endured the journey, and you got the
Um.
rewards.
Yeah,
I'm
there
actually
is.
curious. I'm actually curious about something like y'all's mindsets in middle school. So like going into middle school, I remember like I heard like a lot from adults as like, oh, you're gonna regret your middle school years. Like they're gonna be so embarrassing. So like I'm just curious for like other people, like what were y'all's mindsets about that? Like were you like scared that you were gonna like regret what you did in middle school, or how'd you feel about that?
Well, first of all, I don't regret anything I do. That's just not a great thing to have. You just gotta accept the past and go to the future.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
secondly, like there was some stuff I didn't like to do, but at the same time, like it built character, and like I wouldn't be
Okay.
here if it weren't for the things I did in the past. And if I had a choice to go back and change anything, I wouldn't. But that said, I was definitely a dumb person in middle school.
Yeah. Like in
So
middle school, I tried to not be like so much, but like I kind of accepted the fact that it's like, well, I'm probably doing something right now that I'm gonna regret, so I might as well just like do it and figure out what happens, I guess. That was kind of my mindset. I'm not sure if I entirely agree with it now, but I mean, I'm here, I guess.
I've always tried to operate on the mindset that if I'm going to do something that I know I will regret later, then I shouldn't do it. It's just not worth it.
Hmm.
But on the other side of things, if there's something embarrassing or risky that I can do, but I know that I'll regret not doing it later, then I will do it, no matter what it is, whether it's talking to like a girl or what.
Hmm.
Yeah, mentality. All worried
Okay.
about girls. You gotta be on the grind, brother. Got
No,
busy
it's
grind.
just
Just
first.
kidding.
It's the first thing that came to mind. I don't want to hear from
L.
you.
L.
I mean, I definitely respect that mindset. It's a lot safer. Like, but for me, I just try not to be so concerned about like the future. Just focus on what's right in front of me, I guess.
I mean, it's one way of addressing what's in front of me, but with an answer, whether or not I want to do this, and like it's an easy way for me to narrow down a lot of different variables into a single
Yeah.
question. Will I regret doing this later? Yes or no?
I don't think
And
I've ever thought
so
about regret like in the present that way. But go ahead.
it's useful. It's useful. Because you end up doing a lot of things that you wouldn't have otherwise done, and yeah, I mean, it works. I just don't regret things I've ever done because I've never caught myself in horrible situations. I've never done anything just blatantly stupid. Um,
Stupid things are the funnest, I'm just gonna say.
they can be fun, and that's different,
Yeah.
but there's stupid things that are just risky and you shouldn't do it no matter what.
Running through a
Yeah.
forest at night, pretty fun, not gonna lie.
That's yeah, that's pretty fun to be honest. Yeah.
That kind of sounds like fun. It
Now
sounds
there's
like you
a
fall a lot though.
the forest at night are actually kind of alluring. It's kind of crazy. Like I was walking on the sidewalk and just this forest beside me. So the highway's on one side and the forest. And the forest just
Mm.
I don't know what's about it, but like a dark forest, there's something like alluring about it. Like it's like a bad wolf, big bad wolf like bringing you in to like do stuff.
Yeah. I honestly get that feeling too. Like I walk around my neighborhood a lot and like the neighborhoods that are around me, like in maybe like a 3 mile radius or so. And like whenever there's like a little like off path or whatever, they rarely ever happen because like most of them are just like a bunch of cul-de-sacs and like houses with private
Suburbs.
property and all that. But like if there's ever like a little like trail into the woods, I'll always try to follow it because it's just fun to explore like that.
Exactly.
They can be really nice as well if it's nice outside. Just find a scenic view. It doesn't have to
Mm,
be too scenic, just a big tree or something to sit by.
I've explored quite a few forests in my lifetime, and I don't know. I mean, it's pretty fun. I could spend like 10 hours walking through a forest. I think it's kind of cool. You know, there's a
yeah,
time after school I spent like 5 hours going through forests, and it's just like, just I don't never really got bored.
yeah.
Maybe tired because like walking for 5 hours ain't exactly not
Yeah.
tiring. But I think it was great. You know, you really like it's all up to you. Like nothing's blocking you, or
Mm,
no one's there to stop you or anything. Like you can go wherever you want to. It's I think the freedom it offers and just like the natural thing about it is probably one of the most fun things. So for everyone watching, just go into the forest without any telling anyone and without any supervision for 4 hours, and maybe you'll come out.
Make sure you're not in bear country. Stay safe, guys. I would
Cool.
honestly do the same if it just weren't for all the spiders.
Oh,
I
for
don't know
real,
why,
I
but I
mean,
can't stand spiders.
for
But
real.
I do love
bro,
going through
there's
forests and all that.
I know why you can't stand spiders because they're freaky, bro.
I know. They have. Have you guys seen that new invasive species? I don't know if it's just in
No,
my
There
area.
everybody's
is.
seen it. No,
It's
everybody's seen it.
Yeah, they're
hundreds,
everywhere.
thousands in my neighborhood, bro.
I have.
Thousands.
I saw a web that was there were like multiple webs on top of each other. I think there was a spider in the middle of like the weird like arrangement of webs that probably wouldn't have even got any bugs anyway. There were just too many webs around it.
I try to kill them whenever I can, but there's just too, bro. They like go away for the winter and then they just emerge like before fall.
Yeah,
I
like I
don't know
thought
what
they
to.
would have gone away like when they disappeared around this time last year, but they're back at it again. I guess a small population of them survived somewhere where it was a little warmer and they're just here to stay now.
They might
That's
just
really
be here to
unfortunate.
stay. Like I don't know what spiders do over winter. Some of them might just like hibernate or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't know if they had like eggs that can survive the winter or something like that, but yeah, it's I hope it doesn't have like any bad effects
It probably
on
will.
like the environment.
It
Like
will probably.
Well, I mean,
yeah,
it doesn't have like really bad effects on the environment. They're just really annoying
yeah.
because ultimately they're low enough on the food chain that there's not much they can really do.
Yeah, as long as
Um,
like things like birds can still eat them, like
yeah,
anything
I
that
was
used to
about
eat
to say
spiders can eat them.
I really look forward to when birds can figure out they can eat those.
Yeah, I honestly can't wait. I can't
I don't
wait
know.
to
I've
see
been
those
feeling.
things
I've been
go.
getting after they came back, I don't know. I haven't seen as many flies, and like I haven't been bitten by as many mosquitoes. So I don't
That
know.
is true. Mosquito populations have gone down a lot.
I
Yeah,
don't think they eat
Can't say I'm
mosquitoes,
unhappy about
dude.
that.
Do
but
they
like
eat
they get stuck in
mosquitoes?
the webs, don't they?
Yeah,
I think the mosquitoes are too small, though.
Really?
really?
I don't know. I
Mm,
just noticed a correlation between more spiders and less mosquitoes. If that's
yeah.
Fair.
if that's causation, who knows, man? I'm just stating the facts without any numbers. Nah, but
Yeah,
if
that's
I
for
had
all
the
the scientists
chance
to
to kill
go.
all of them, I would, bro. I don't like these spiders, man.
Yeah, their webs are so thick too. Like if you walk into one, it's impossible to get them off.
And then you get like tingly like feeling on your like arm or whatever it
Yeah.
is. And then it's like those like
Luckily, luckily I never walked into a web when one of them was home though. At least I don't think so.
I have. I got one on
Hopefully
me.
not. Ooh,
When
that's
I was
that's the
walking through the
worst.
forest. Yeah, I got
Yeah.
like you can practice your head movement doing that, like running through a forest and having to move your head just like to block it. But like
Yeah.
eventually,
Like the Matrix or something.
yeah, just go. Oh, oh, oh. But yeah,
Hmm.
no. Eventually, I got one. Just ran right into it, and it just feels terrible. And then it got one on my
Yeah.
like pants, but like it's not that hard to like fling them off. Got to punt
Yeah.
it. Got a 20-yard field goal right there.
Are their bites that bad? They look like super
I
poisonous,
haven't
but
got, I
I
haven't
don't.
They
gotten bit.
aren't.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the thing about them is that it's hard to say they aren't poisonous at all. It's just because they're spiders, you're gonna have a little bit of venom inside of them, the same way
Yeah.
that bees do, but they're not gonna mess you up really. They're gonna
Okay.
scare you really hard, but I
Yeah.
mean, when Thomas was going on his talk about going to the forest, spiders are my number one deterrent. I don't want to meet them. Let them stay there.
What
It's
I
their forest,
noticed
not mine.
is at the entrance of the forest, like between like whatever civilization and the forest, there's a whole lot of spiders at the entrance, but as you get further into the forest, they like clear up and there's like almost none of them near like as you go in like quarter mile into the forest. That's what at least I noticed. But like as you start going back out, like they just reemerge
Mhm.
everywhere.
I've honestly noticed that too. Like, there's a really nice trail that's nearby my house, and like I tried getting like some sticks or some pine cones to take down their webs, but like the entrance is just so blocked off.
Mm,
Like there are probably like 10 spiders just at the entrance alone.
it's
It's
crazy.
so many. Does
So,
anyone know where they came from?
I think they're like Asian.
Japan, they're
Yeah.
Japanese.
Mm.
They probably stuck on like a banana or something.
Yeah.
It's like don't import foreign fruits. This is exactly why. Or just don't bring fruits or other perishables over customs. This is why.
Yeah, that's
This is why I
true.
have customs check.
And another example of a foreign species is carp. Those guys. So in the
Oh, carp?
Mississippi,
Yeah.
they're particularly bad because they are outmaneuvering the American species really bad.
I have no idea what
Yeah,
carp
I
is.
heard about that.
What's carp?
So it's a fish.
Carp?
Oh,
Yeah, just
fish?
like a super common fish.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And people think that somebody just brought it because they wanted to see it. Like they were some Asian guy and they liked the carp because it was from Asia and they wanted to see it, and so they brought it and released it in the wild.
Yeah.
And I got to deal with it.
Oh,
Mm.
mindset right there.
The spiders especially concern me because like in language arts, I had to do like a reading project, and I read a book that was like about exactly this type of thing, like invasive species coming. So like I don't think anything bad's gonna happen here, but like definitely with like carp and stuff, like I've seen stuff in like Minnesota or something where like native species of fish have like completely disappeared because carp are just like so much better suited for things like that. And it's just scary how these things could happen at like literally any time without any notice or anything. They just happen.
Better get ready to eat some carp.
Yeah, I hope you
Oh,
guys
I
like
mean,
carp.
carp. It's so I don't know too much about my fish, but I think carp is one of the harder meat fish.
Yeah.
I think, and I don't know. I just know it's pretty cheap. Do
I
you
don't
guys
like
like
carp.
fish?
I like soft fish, like soft the texture. Like I don't know, good.
You
What is soft
know,
fish? I
like
don't know.
catfish?
Catfish. I don't. I like fish. Like fish is like one of my favorite foods. It's high in protein, low in like everything else. It good has good minerals. It's good,
It's like it's like the vegetable of the meat world.
pretty much. Like it's healthier for you than like most other meats in excess quantity. So. Like you can eat a lot more fish than you can like red meat.
I've always had issues with people preparing fish because it's more hard to prepare and cook than other foods, I feel.
Yeah, you have to scale it and you have to like dissect it while being careful like not to cut into the meat itself.
Yeah,
So
the bones are the worst too.
Oh yes. So many bones, so many like little tiny spindle bones and
that's why you have to like cut it properly so like don't get those bones in there.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I've my parents they've just never like dealt with that. What they do is they so I'm gonna go on a small rant here. What they do is my dad goes fishing sometimes whenever he wants a break from life. He'll come home with some bag of fish, some quantity.
Mm.
Um, to prepare the fish, they bread the fish and then they fry it, leave the tail on, leave the head on, and then they serve it. And you don't even end up eating the breading. I don't know, man. It's just not my favorite.
That's
It's like it's
what?
ruined
Did
food
they
for
not
me.
even skin it? Or like
They don't even prepare it at all.
for real? They
I
just
mean, I
into
mean,
the
if they
ocean,
want it, I
into
guess.
the grill. From the ocean into the grill, baby. That's how
Well,
we
it'd be
do it.
one thing if that'd be one thing if it was like roasted over a fire, because that's kind of what people used to do. But no, it's
Yeah.
just fried.
Yeah.
Fraud. Okay.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, like one time I went to get like some authentic fish and chips just 'cause like I mean, how could you not? It's like such an iconic dish. And like th I was so surprised 'cause like I mean, I figured since it's like one of those authentic things they would have like, skinned the fish, but there was still skin on the fish. And like I think someone there said there was like a bone in it too. Not like they didn't just leave the bones in, but there was just one, which like maybe that I could understand, but like come on, you can't even skin the fish on fish and chips.
Oh wait, was there skin on only one side?
Um,
Because
I don't
sometimes
remember.
people like with fillets they'll leave the skin on only one side,
Yeah,
especially
that's
Asian
true.
cuisine. They do that.
bro, this wasn't a flight. This was fried chicken. Wait, no, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fried chicken. That's what fish and chips is, right?
No,
I'm
fish and
not
chips
chicken. Why
is
am I saying fried fish?
yeah. Yeah, I mean it's really just like fried fish and fries.
Yeah,
But I mean it's British, so they say chips.
If it's well, actually, now that you mention a fried fish, that's different. Like completely breaded and coated.
Yeah.
bro. How do you get skin on? Okay,
I don't
It
know.
was the worst. I don't think I even finished it. It was so
yeah,
slimy.
yeah. Oh yeah,
Ugh.
especially that type
Yeah.
of fish. Yeah, you have to like good fish has to be good fish, man. That's why you can't go wrong
Mm.
with shrimp, man. You can't go wrong with
Sure.
shrimp.
I've
Oh
actually
yeah.
never had shrimp.
You've,
Yeah, man.
this
Not
guy's
gonna
missing
be.
out. You
Maybe
gotta
I'll
have,
try it.
you gotta get that shrimp tonight, man.
Do
We
you
Get a
like
gotta
nice,
we have a lot of health tips today for our listeners.
nice
Go
juicy
outside,
shrimp.
don't do your work, and eat some shrimp.
For real, bro.
you know
Shrimp is
shrimp is high
good,
in
man.
cholesterol. Don't eat it if you need to lower your cholesterol. But otherwise it's delicious.
You can eat grilled shrimp, but like
It's gonna be high no matter what you do.
shrimp is great, man. Nice juicy. Just ah,
If you like pops in the mouth, it's good.
for real. Just have like
Um, and well, do you guys like calamari?
never had it.
Calamari? Yeah, I've never had it. My parents honestly just aren't seafood people, so like any like seafood I've had is just like me trying it on my own.
I don't
When
even
you
They
go
really
like
know
in,
what
really hate
calamari
it.
is.
so when you guys go on vacation to the ocean, go grab some calamari, some fried calamari. It's good. It's like I don't know what exactly it is. I just understand that it's some squid thing, I think.
Yeah, I'm
But
pretty sure it's just like fried squid, right?
yeah, yeah, and it's so it's scary to eat at first because it's squid, but once you start eating it, it's
Mm.
delicious.
Yeah. Is it like chewy or something? That's kind of how I imagine a squid tasting.
It depends because well, if they fry it poorly, then yeah, it'll be chewy. But if you fry it well and it's fresh, then it'll be crunchy and crispy and delicious.
I heard that I don't know if it's the same thing, but I heard like when you eat octopus, like the tentacles can like stick to like your mouth.
Oh no, tentacles when they will stick to your mouth. I've heard that too. I never tried octopus,
Uh,
partly for that reason, but
yeah, I'm not a big fan of octopus. I never had it, but I don't think I would enjoy it. I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't look very appetizing, does it?
Uh,
eating octopus, I don't know, it almost scares me because it's just such an odd. It's an oddity of a creature. I can't eat that.
Yeah. I guess it's not as bad as like those like poisonous pufferfish though. Like the one where it's like, hey, if you eat this, you'll have a 5% chance of dying. Bon appetit.
I'm a man who takes risks, baby. It's all for the
I
experience.
yeah, I hope that pufferfish is worth it. I would never eat that. I don't know
Me
if it'd be worth
personally,
it.
Personally.
Yeah, y'all have fun, guys.
I don't
no, I
know.
mean, yeah, I've heard of that before, and it all depends on the chef himself, how he cuts the
Hmm.
fish,
Mm-hmm.
because they'll obviously want to cut out as much of the meat as possible, but the closer you cut to the poison sac, I think it is, whatever, the
Yeah.
worse it'll, the higher of a chance it'll be.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm sure that even then you have some weird pufferfish that just have a big sac or something and end up with poison no matter what you do.
I'm not amateur. Anyways.
Oh, I'm no professional in pufferfish.
Especially
Uh,
with the thing with octopus, like they're also very smart. So like it kind of seems like they're not even. They're like if you go
they're like,
look at octopus like relation to like everything in the animal kingdom, like they're like almost this alien. Like they're incredibly
Hmm.
different.
Yeah.
they're like
There's
not, to me, it's just like they're not meant to be put on the table. I don't know.
Yeah.
well, I guess like every seafood is not meant for humans. So like I guess most seafood is not meant for like humans to eat unless it's like say
Yeah, that's
shallow water
true.
seafood. But I don't think any
Oh,
human was supposed to eat like a big like a blue marlin. Okay.
yeah, I mean, most of what like early humans would have eaten was just like nuts and fruits and whatever. Maybe like a deer or something. So like, I wonder how the first person like caught a fish. Like, 'cause you would have to see one. Like, no one would know there are fish in the ocean until you see one. I feel like I never see fish just
Must have been
swimming
for
regularly.
rivers. They must have been for rivers, and they just followed the rivers
That's
and
true.
said, "I got a big river, big river. Let's see what kind of fish we can get here."
I don't know why you say
Yeah.
big like that, but okay.
Because it's the
It's
ocean. Them dudes didn't know. They just looked at the
yeah.
Everton and said, "No, they don't end. Find the end of the
Oh,
world."
okay, yeah,
It
that makes sense.
it's always so weird thinking about like how early humans like figured some stuff out. Like butter, like somebody put milk and then made it spoil and said, "Hey, I'm gonna eat that. I'm gonna put it in my mouth."
It's probably
Oh, you
by
don't.
accident.
I guess I'm
Nah,
glad they did, but
you don't spoil the milk. You take the milk and then you churn it so that the curds fall out.
well, how did they figure that out? That's even
Um,
harder.
I mean, they probably just put it in a barrel or something in the barrel, start rolling around, and they said, "We got butter."
I guess
Butter,
that's true.
A lot of
butter.
things get figured out on accident. And oh, and a cheese. I heard a story one time. I don't think it's true, but it sounds reasonable. That a bunch of Native Americans they first discovered cheese when this one dude was trying to walk across a desert in like the Southwest America. And he he had his own bag of milk that he was walking with. And from the heat and from the way that he was walking, he was kind of churning it at the same time, and so he
Mm.
turned it into cheese on accident.
Mm.
The
I doubt that story is completely true, but it feels like doing that, especially in places like the Middle East, you can accidentally make cheese.
Yeah.
seems somewhat plausible.
I wonder if that was their method after that. Like anytime they wanted cheese, they just like gave someone a sack of milk and said, "Okay, go walk 10 miles in the desert and come back here."
The guy's 100% figured it out at that point. They probably just shook it in something.
Yeah.
Oh, it takes time to figure that stuff out. Like they probably did it like with what Macgyver said. Like if it works, don't fix. If it yeah, if it's ain't broke, don't fix it. But like
Yeah.
eventually they'll get back to it because like technological innovation back then yeah was not that great. So
They still figure some stuff out that confuses us today. I don't have any discrete examples, but I know that there were some crazy people back then that got some weird stuff down.
but like if you look at human technological innovation, it's not until like the past 200 years or so where it has been consistently improving year to year. Like
Yeah, the
if you
Industrial
go from like
Revolution.
Rome to like the Middle Ages, Europe really didn't change all that much.
Their theology changed quite a bit.
Well, I mean like technologically, like
Yeah.
they still didn't have like it was basically like Rome 2.0 kind of like
If you guys could go back to Rome and just live there, would you do it?
hell no,
Nope.
hell no.
Too many diseases, probably smells bad. Like, did they I guess they did have like sewers and stuff. but
He
it's
did.
not good enough for me. I would need to go to the future. I cannot. I need air conditioning. I need like food that's not like bread and water.
For like everything in the past before like 1900 is like just terrible. Don't even go back, man.
Yeah.
Even the 1900s weren't great
No.
because that's when people started
Racism.
figuring out well, not even racism. Well, obviously racism, yeah, yeah, but other stuff. There are a lot
Let's
of other things
get
too,
another quote
like
for Alex.
stop. Um, in the 1900s, they're starting to figure out what kind of chemicals kill you and what don't.
Hmm. Oh yeah, also the
Um,
World Wars.
oh yeah, I forgot about those ones. That was early 1900s. I mean, if I could go back, I'd probably live like 1970s and go from there.
Why?
Mm.
I don't know. It's just I hear a lot of fun stories from back then. Back when phones and stuff were first coming out, you can get away with a lot more.
Back in the Cold War, baby. The height of the Cold War, basically.
You know, I have a neighbor. He came over yesterday because he lives like across our backyard, sort of. And so he came over yesterday to have a drink with my dad, and he was talking about. So this guy, he's 71, like grandpa age, and he sat down and he told us all kinds of stories, all kinds of crazy stuff he used to do. And one of them was how he got accused of being a Cold War spy. And
Oh yeah.
so what happened was he lived in California and he really wanted to call his girlfriend. And he had this wiretapping system. And so he climbed up in a telephone pole and tapped into the telephone pole. And I don't know what kind of crazy IQ this guy had to do this, but he did it. And he was just sitting there talking to his girlfriend for free. When the police came by and started, like screaming at him, like, "What are you doing up there, Russian
Mm.
spy?"
Yeah.
I mean, to
So
be
you
fair,
know,
he didn't do himself any favors. I'm just gonna say that.
yeah. So
It was
something similar actually happened to my grandpa, because apparently he was like actually on the FBI watch list, for being a Russian spy, because like he was alive during that like Red Scare stuff too. And like I'm not sure if he did anything like that. I don't think so. I feel like I would have heard that, but like the best reason that we have is because he literally just graduated from a college that like was apparently known to just like pump out Russian spies or something like that. Like they were just teaching communism there. So that was it. Apparently, if you want to get to the on the FBI watch list, just graduate from a certain college. Easy.
I don't know, man. There's some colleges out there.
I wonder what
that's
college
University
it
of Terror.
was. University of
University of Tech.
Communism.
I mean, yeah, I like to go back to live in that kind of era. So that guy, he had
Do
all
you
kinds of
want to live like that?
I
Well, I
don't know
mean,
about that,
he
pal.
had some crazy fun stories. There was one where he
I
was
guess that's
bored one
true.
day and it was really foggy, so he just went around and tied everybody's. So everybody had garden hoses in their front lawns back then. So he just went tied everybody's front hoses together. So he had a massive line and he just hooked them around trees and stuff so that no cars could go by. And so in the morning, people would try to go like back out and they couldn't. Just
What a
funny stuff like
jerk.
that. And how apparently back then the lamps they were all incandescent and they were all in series. And so if you're really, really skilled, you could kick one of the lamps, and in a single kick, you can make the bulb go out and the entire neighborhood go black.
Did people have nothing better to do? I guess this was
They didn't have
pre-internet.
anything better to do. They didn't have phones. They didn't have nothing. They just sit
Yeah, true. I guess I would have done the same thing. If I didn't have the internet, I would not be reading or like playing chess or something. I
Nerd.
would be doing stuff like that probably.
Yeah.
uh, like out having fun.
Yeah,
I
Quote
don't
reading
know.
unquote
is not
fun.
for me.
Yeah,
Sabotaging your
so
neighborhood is fun.
I mean, I wouldn't really be doing that kind of stuff, but this
Yeah, I
guy,
don't think I'd take it
That's what you
that
say
far
now.
though.
Okay.
he would he would go on week-long just camping trips whenever he wanted, and according to him, the only limiting factor was whether or not you could get food, which kind of makes sense.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What a life.
Yep.
That's all these
And so
boomers, man.
yeah, so you can't really have it anymore because people are you just can't have that. And the society's different. I don't know.
Yeah.
Society really said no more fun.
Also, yeah, I also feel like just like trying to like go to a place where no one can find you is difficult in and of itself now. Like I feel like if I tried to just go on a random camp trip, like someone would find me eventually. I don't think it would be difficult for them to find me.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna look at my phone real quick because I think most people have this app, just Life 360. Yeah, I have it. It
I
always
don't
tracks
have
your
that.
location. Always tracks your location. And
Yeah.
so you can't really get away with anything anymore.
Just
If
don't
you
bring your
try to
phone with you.
go, well, yeah, but I don't know.
We're teenagers, come on.
Yeah, it just
How are
can't
we supposed to
happen.
do that?
Come on, man. You gotta have some independence, man.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. Can't do much anymore. And of course it's safer now, but at the same time, like he has some crazy stories and all of them were fun.
Yeah.
You can
Oh,
still do it. It's just not a lot of people like have the guts to do it, you know?
fair.
You gotta be
But
a
That's
serious
true.
rebel to do all these things. But you can still do it. And kudos and good luck.
but then again, I mean, doing something like stringing garden hoses together, you're just gonna end up in jail. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
It's
I don't know
true,
if you
it's
go to
true.
jail for that, but
No,
you
no, no.
definitely get in
They're
some
gonna
trouble.
they're gonna throw you in the police station at the bare minimum. They're gonna catch you and say
They
you
yeah.
done messed up. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, all these cameras, man. Security state, man.
Mm.
It's a police state practically. Can't do
Nah, it's
nothing.
not that bad, but
You can't do
it's
nothing.
Yeah.
My Uncle Tony got there. Just can't.
I
if you
mean, I
ever wanna,
definitely feel I definitely feel like a lot safer with all that technology. Like it's fun to like uh I guess reminisce on that. I don't want to say reminisce, but I can't think of a better word because we didn't really live through that. But like it's fun to think about that, but like I mean, as much as like my phone tracks my location, like what if I got kidnapped? I think I would be pretty happy if it tracked my location then.
It's a
And
risky
like
thing,
fair.
security
man.
cameras and all that.
I'd rather have more fun, man. I mean, I'd rather go back.
Okay.
You know,
I don't know.
I respect
70s.
that.
I don't know how long I'd want to live there. Probably I wouldn't want to start living at the 70s and go, but if I could live like 2 years then,
it
two
also kind
years
of
while
makes
in
you
high
harder,
school,
bro. Like you get
what?
exposed to the real world with that type of stuff, you know? Like all
Fair.
these people in GSMST. It's one of the big problems with GSMST, I think. Like it's a great school and all, but like people who go there aren't really experiencing the real world. They're experiencing like a very sheltered form of it. So as
Hmm.
soon as they go in the real world and like something hits them that's not entirely fair or like they get bullied, they probably won't even know how to react. And that's just like I don't know, man. You gotta have those like experiences when you're young and like have that sort of street smarts, you know?
Yeah, like the social experiences, right?
Mm. Not
I
even
guess
really just social
GSMST is
experience. It's just like more street smarts.
yeah, I guess GSMST is a little more closed off.
Especially like, well, I guess most other high schools are. They get that
Yeah.
situation down pretty well. They most other high schools like yeah you're definitely gonna be exposed to some street smarts, but like GSMST is like a very sheltered like knowledge-based environment, which it has to be for like its STEM type of purpose. Like
Mhm.
if it was like any other public high school in its attitude, then it would not be the top high school in like the state. So like it definitely needs to exist, but like it's just one of the main issues with the school, I think. So if like you can like get those experiences while still going to GSMC, I think you can be way better off compared to a lot of people.
Yeah. I guess it would just be better for everyone if like kids just weren't so concerned with grades. Cause like
100%.
I definitely like used to be a lot like that where I was just like so concerned with grades, like valuing myself off of my grades, and it's like it's so ridiculous to expect that of yourself. I wish more people like were able to learn that without actually having to like I guess learn it the hard way. That like it's not a sustainable way of life valuing yourself on your grades because something's gonna go bad.
Yeah, because right now for GSMST, like you're spending your childhood, which is like time where you should be learning like about social, like how to be social and like how to like who you are. You're spending that time instead of like focusing on your personal development, you're focusing on like your academic development and just only worrying about like your future. I just don't think
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah, and I think that definitely ties into um like the whole balance and stuff.
Yeah.
That's a callback. That's a callback for our listeners. Definitely just finding that important balance of like, living your childhood and I guess, paying attention to things like school. Because like we're
Hmm.
already in school like 7 hours a day. And like of course, we still need to do time at home, but
MacGyver.
It's so
MacGyver, you
important
and
to.
me are, sorry to cut you off. MacGyver, you and me are in 8 hours because of zero period even.
Oh, that's true, yeah. And even like extracurriculars and stuff, you can be there for even longer. So like obviously it's important to like stay on top of school and all that, but like it's so important to just like have your hobbies or like just find that balance. Worrying about school 24 hours a day is way too much. You
Yeah,
gotta have a life too.
because there's a lot of people. Well, I won't say a lot, but there's quite. I've talked to some people and like quite a few people like their hobbies. Like, I don't even know what their hobbies is. It's just all GSMST and grades. Like, I don't even think they
Hmm.
take in that time to like see what hobbies they like and like what things they don't like and everything like that. It's just all about getting that 4.0, baby. It's all about getting to 4.0.
Yeah.
That is my
I
hobby.
think, and like there are definitely those type of people who like do enjoy like academic learning, but I still think it's just so important to like try and
Hmm.
get your life just like varied, like have some variety. Because focusing so much on one thing, it's like putting your eggs in one basket. It's just not healthy. I wish more people kind of knew that.
So now I completely agree with you guys, but I almost think about things slightly differently in that
Hmm.
I've always said that whatever I sacrifice here in high school, I'm going to get back with investment in college, because college will have a lot easier, will be a lot easier, no matter what for GSMSC kids, because we've got all of our skills down pat. We're going to be able to do like make graphs and everything whenever we want, as fast as we need, and so as a result, we'll have a lot more time to kind of relax. I don't know, and
Yeah,
do whatever.
I've definitely heard that college is a lot more flexible in that regard. So I guess like I guess I can agree with that to an extent. Like if you want to maybe save some of that time for later when you have more time. But at the same time, it's a little risky because college is sort of a mixed bag sometimes. And of course, with people like me who always procrastinate things, I probably wouldn't have that much time in the first place.
The thing
It's
is,
just that I don't know. I'm still on your guys' side because even that just was in my argument, like how college it's its own entity. It's not high school. It's completely
Yeah.
different to begin with. But I feel like I'm going to be able to get a lot more out of college going through GSMSC fun wise. Like I'm not going to college unless it's fun.
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, at first, like when you're getting your just your required classes out the way, I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. But like when you actually go into like your major, I guess your bachelor's is fine. But like once you go into a master's, if you go in master's like doctorate, it gets a lot more. As you get older, it gets a lot less like collegey vibe. You know, it's just more like education, if that makes sense.
Yeah. At the same time though, I think it's kind of life. Because like
Yeah.
the young part of life kind of has to expire eventually. But like I am kind of looking forward to those like years at the beginning of college when you have a little more freedom and flexibility just to kind of like hang out with friends or do your hobbies or things. It's very structured in high school, so I'm excited to have something that's a little more free form, I guess.
The thing is,
And even,
though. Oh, go ahead. So,
I was just going to say that even while you're in high school, you have to know how to have fun
yeah,
every day.
Yeah.
if you aren't having fun, what's the point? Like,
Mm.
that's what I think. Like, life is meant to be is like the entire purpose of life is to have fun and be happy. So like if either of those aren't being fulfilled, then you're doing something wrong, in my opinion.
Like
Like there's sacrifice, I understand there's sacrifice. Like there's a discipline, like you give up stuff now to like get stuff better later. I
Mhm.
understand that, but like at the end of the day, if you're not gearing your life towards like long-term fulfillment and like fun, then like what are you doing?
Yeah, there's definitely a big difference between just being like impulsive and being, I guess, happy, like doing
Yeah.
what you enjoy. There's a big difference between
satisfied,
that.
right?
Yeah.
You have to be disciplined in like what you do to be happy, because like working out, it's not a very enjoyable experience when you're doing it, but like after you get that consistency, commitment, and all of that done, years and years of work, you definitely get your return on investment is like so much. Like you can't even quantify it. Like my life has been so much is so much better after I started working out compared to before. Like I would
Mhm.
never go back.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that sentiment too. Because like I definitely don't work out as often as you do. I definitely don't.
No.
And I have stopped for the most part since school started. I'm gonna try and get back on top of that, but
You
like
gotta
when
get
I
in the
was
grind,
during the
bro.
summer, like it was so nice. Like I mean, obviously, like I dreaded going there beforehand, but like after I came out and walked out of the gym, it just like felt so like relieved and stress free. I honestly think that's just a good thing to do in general. Like any type of exercise at all, it doesn't really have to be the gym, but
Yeah,
like it's so good at relieving your stress. If I'm ever having just a super bad day, I'll just go out and like jog a few miles and come back, and I'll like have I will have felt stupid for like feeling so bad the whole day because it just is it's such a good stress reliever.
100%. And like the body was made, it's adapted to move. Like
Mm,
humans are supposed to move. We're not supposed to be sitting down for hours on end doing school or like stressing about stuff. Like we're supposed to move. Like our bodies are capable of incredible things. We just need to give it the stimulus to ex like get better, basically.
yeah. I think my worst days are definitely when I just like sit home and do nothing all day.
100%. You get like that mental
I
fogginess and
always
just
have the
like
worst days when I do that. Mm,
yeah, you get the mental
yeah.
fogginess. It just feels terrible. You don't feel like doing lethargy, just terrible.
Lethargy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, guys, how long has it been? Has it been an
It's
hour yet?
been basically an hour, so yeah,
Yeah, it's been about an hour.
I think it's a good
It's
wrapping up
dark
point.
outside. Very dark.
Yeah.
What are you guys gonna do after this podcast? I want to know.
I'm gonna finish my A push homework that I was doing before we started.
Oh, it's
Here
good
I
stuff,
was
A
talking
push.
about a balance, and I'm not even done with my homework.
I'm probably just gonna do some Duolingo and get some Ukrainian, learn my Ukrainian, and then work out at 9. Yeah, I might work out at 9, so yeah.
I might go outside, just hang out while it's cool outside. No, the temperature is still good.
Hmm.
Hmm, yeah.
And I got econ homework to handle.
That's not due till
Oh,
Tuesday.
is it
Yeah, she's gonna check it Tuesday. You have trophy, right? Yeah, it's not due till Tuesday.
due Tuesday? DUE means due Tuesday. DO Tuesday.
Do tomorrow, baby.
There you go.
All right, I think that's gonna wrap this up. Thank you for
Alright.
listening. Next podcast should be up within another week, so maybe Sunday. Who know? And
Yeah,
yeah,
this
Go
podcast is up.
outside, guys.
for real.
Go outside, but don't do anything too irresponsible. There's cameras and Life 360. They will
Yeah,
catch you.
don't tie together garden hoses, but go outside and avoid spider webs.
And with that,